Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Boy, it kind of breaks my heart to just break up some of this fabulous conversation that I hear going on in the room. But I'm going to anyway. And just to welcome, first of all, just to welcome you all. I'm Beth Angell. I'm the dean here. I know I've met many of you before. Some of you I'm meeting here for the first time. We are so delighted that you're here, and happy homecoming, right? It's great to see everyone. I am excited to address all of you, whether you're returning alumni, whether you are a current student, whether you're a faculty member or a staff member of the school. I'm really excited to have a chance to talk with you today. And I wanted to just start with something I just found out that I just wanted to let you all know about, and just maybe to have just a little moment of reverence and remembrance. One of our alumni, Greg Harden, we just learned just passed away. And many of you know Greg because maybe if you didn't know him personally, you know about the work that he did with athletes here at the University of Michigan, for decades, in lifting them up, training them, and fostering their mental health. And so we're just very, very sad to learn that he passed away. And I just wondered if we could just take a moment just to remember, just a moment of silence for Greg Harden. I like to kind of start out in times like this just to get a little survey of who's in the room. And so first of all, I want to ask our alumni if you could raise your hands and make a little noise for us. Woo! Alumni? Woo! Welcome, alumni. Welcome back.
Can we do that one more time for the photo?
Oh, of course. There's never too many times. So alumni, raise your hands. Okay, we get what we need? Okay, good. All right, so now this is homecoming, and homecoming falls at an interesting time of the semester. It's an exciting time, and so can I get a little shout out from our students, our student participants? Welcome, students. You're why we're here. We have in our room faculty members who are working on transformative research projects and offering the very best education to our students. So faculty and emeritus faculty, could you please raise your hands? We at the School of Social Work have an amazing staff. One of the things that I like to say is that our staff know how to make blue go. And so we have an amazing staff, and I want to shout out to our staff. Staff, can you identify yourselves and let us know you're here? And finally, I know we have a number of folks watching the live stream, and I would like to welcome you, even though we might not be able to see you, and thank you for joining us virtually today. Welcome, everybody. So what I would like to do is to share with you some updates about the school, as I do every year, and it's really a pleasure to be able to tell you what's going on, what we've been up to. The first thing that I would like to make you aware of, and some of you know this because you've participated, is that we have been working on strategic visioning for the school. So all year, our team has been hard at work to gather information from our community and to create a thoughtful strategic vision. And this has involved many hours of engagement with alumni, with students, faculty, staff, and our community members. And really, we're trying to think about our path forward over the next 5 years and beyond. Now, you might remember that last year at homecoming, if you were here, we engaged you in a little exercise around this at your tables. And so in the last year, we've also had multiple interactions with our alumni board to get their input, and you'll be hearing more concrete about the final draft of the strategic vision later this year. So please stay tuned for that. We're really, really excited about it. Now, closely related to the idea of visioning for the future is our plan to create donor investment for the future, our capital campaign. And so I'm really, really excited to announce that on October 25th, the university will be publicly launching what they're calling the Look to Michigan multi-year fundraising campaign. And based on our strategic vision, we've identified some key fundraising priorities that we're going to be focusing over the next year as we participate in our way in the Look to Michigan campaign. As always, and this won't surprise any of you, our top priority will always be student support. So this means raising funds for scholarships for our students, field funding, so funding for field stipends, and other kinds of wraparound services to support our students. We also are really excited that we are planning to develop what we are calling a hub for community and policy impact. And really that is designed to bridge the gap between research and action. So all of us know that our faculty are really, really wonderful at research and scholarship and developing findings that can inform the world. But it won't do any good if we don't have a way to help bridge that gap between research and practice. And so the hub will help faculty members as well as staff members and students to translate and to disseminate their research into the community and to be a convener of knowledge. Really, we really aim for the world to look to the University of Michigan School of Social Work for answers to questions related to disenfranchised populations. Third, as the leading provider of mental health services, another key priority for us is mental health for all. So this can include funding for student support to build up the behavioral health workforce, faculty support to conduct important research on mental health interventions. And this really reflects the important role that social workers play. We're the top provider of behavioral health services in the United States, and it's really lifting up that role and making sure that we are contributing the knowledge that's needed for all of the people who need mental health services in our society. Another key priority is to support the work we're doing in support of children and families across the lifespan, which includes older adulthood as well. We've long had expertise in this space, and we want to build it up even more through research, teaching, and educational programming. And finally, we're interested in innovation in social work. And by this, we mean the intersection of social work and areas that have not typically been seen as turf that social work has any place in. And one kind of innovation where we've been building capacity and expertise is in the relationship between art and social work, which is something you may have heard about us talking about in the school. Another area that's very timely is artificial intelligence, which is going to be a part of all of our lives going forward, and is really expected to radically transform the way that people, including social work practitioners, do their work going into the future. And so how does social workers play a role in these big issues facing society, and what can we contribute to that conversation? So that's just a little bit of a teaser. I hope you'll stay tuned for more updates on our campaign, and please reach out to me or any member of our development team with questions that you may have about that. If you're in a position to support the school, and I know many of you have already generously supported the school, I hope we can count on you to help us make these dreams a reality. All right, moving on to a little bit about our educational programs. To remain competitive with local and national social work schools, we really are always seeking to examine what we're doing and to hold it up to scrutiny and to think about how we could be doing it better. We've always been excellent, but you don't stay excellent by thinking, okay, we're done, right? We need to keep pushing the envelope, so to speak, and adapting to our times. And so there's a lot happening in the educational program space, and I want to just mention a couple of specific things. We are thrilled to share that we have established a second doctoral program in social work and social welfare, and that will complement our much vaunted joint PhD in social work and social science. And the new doctoral program is currently accepting applications and will enroll 5 new students next fall. So we'll have, each year, we aim to have 5 students enter in the joint program and 5 students enter in this, what we're calling the standalone social work and social welfare program. Second, we anticipate that in the future, we may develop a new master's program in social impact leadership. This program will be intended for people who maybe already have an MSW and are looking to move from practice, from much more direct practice focus into leadership and management. It may be for people who are interested in leadership and management prior to getting an MSW. And so the details of this program are still being worked out by a very, very energetic task force, and a final proposal will be presented this year, but that's just a little bit of a preview of coming attractions. And then finally, we're looking at expanding our very, very successful community action and social change undergraduate minor into an undergraduate degree, which will allow us to reach students at the University of Michigan that we don't really currently have an opportunity to educate. So we're excited about that as well. Now, I know all of you know how integral field education is to social work education. And I want to give a shout out to Erin Kong and to Yanni and Miriam here at the table, other folks from our field, from our Office of Field Education. Make yourselves known. This team is amazing, and they have been working hard to ensure all of that our students are placed in field placements that will prepare them for the work that we need them to do as social workers in the future. We also know that field placements are a really, really, really big commitment for our students, especially the students we're seeing come into social work now. That the idea that you can completely put your life on hold and only focus on your education is something that is pretty challenging for our students. And so we're really working hard to try to find creative ways to support our students throughout their degree. Now, this year, our Office of Field Education, and really to really try to address some of those needs, reduced the required field education hours to 900, which is the minimum required by the Council on Social Work Education, which we used to exceed that amount. And so we're really trying to be sensitive to these issues that our students are facing. We also recently secured a Title IV-E Child Welfare Workforce Training Grant, which will help fund the education of MSW students who commit to working in child welfare post-graduation. We also just secured another state-funded mental health workforce training grant, which will support MSW students in exchange for post-graduation work in school behavioral health in Wayne County. And we're in the process of applying for additional grants that will support MSW students during their degrees, especially those entering mental health fields. So very, very, very exciting news for our students that there is this investment out there by the state and that they're partnering with us to help smooth that path. Now, speaking of field funding, I want to thank everyone here who gave to the School of Social Work Field Fund during the month-long August fundraiser. During August alone, you gave $25,000 to help students cover the cost of basic needs such as gas and living expenses while in their field placements. And so that means that 50 students will benefit from your support, and we want to thank you so much for your support of those students. So a little bit of an update from our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. All of us have been living in a reality this year that has not been an easy one, especially with the conflict in the Middle East. And our students have definitely been affected by this. Our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion is working very, very hard to support the experiences of all students within our school and community. And they have held events and processing spaces related to the war between Israel and Gaza, in addition to other work focused on creating spaces for other communities. In the year ahead, the DEI office plans to focus on implicit bias and conflict resolution training, which is really, really critically important. They are using restorative justice practices to develop a pathway for conflict resolution to address specific DEI-related challenges and microaggressions faced by students. They are working to increase the accessibility and equity by addressing financial aid needs of our students through workshops, providing information to students about funding resources, helping them make use of those resources and apply for that money. And then offering awards to support DEI-focused scholarship, research, and other activities supported by our Social Justice Impact Fund, which I know a number of you have contributed to as well. If you would like to engage with our DEI office, is Dr. Price here today? I don't think I've seen, it's hard to imagine that if Dr. Price were here, I would not know it. Because we call her everywhere all the time, right? But if you would like to engage with our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and offer mentoring to underrepresented students, please reach out to any member of our DEI team to express your interest. Or the development, yes, great, that's a really good suggestion. So our development team has them on speed dial and is happy to get you connected. So my next topic is something that it's a little hard to get away from right now, and that is we're in the midst of a big national election, right? So social workers are really well represented here in Michigan in policy and political action at every level. And it's a responsibility of social workers to vote and to promote voting, whether not partisan, but to promote voting. And so at the school, we have several elected officials on our faculty and staff. Is there anyone here today who is an elected official that wants to make yourself known? They're out like campaigning, so I think that's why they're not here today. Obviously, a major priority is voter turnout. We're working hard to engage our students in nonpartisan ways. Like we hosted a debate party on Tuesday night, which in here, and we had 75 students attend. It was very calm. They were really interested in what was happening. It was wonderful. We are organizing a walk to the polls event. We have students involved in auditing polling places for disability accessibility. So we have a lot of exciting work going on in the school to really thoughtfully engage students in the democratic process and to give them a way to do something in a world that sometimes makes us feel powerless. But yet they're not powerless, and we want them to know that and how they can step up. Finally, I'm really excited to announce, kind of in the same spirit as some of our voting activities, this year's Social Justice Changemaker Lecture, which will be held on October 17th, will feature Nicole Hannah-Jones, the Pulitzer Prize-winning creator of the 1619 Project and staff writer at the New York Times. So I know that she's going to offer some very interesting observations a couple of weeks out from the presidential election. As I wrap up my time talking with you today and let you get back to those great conversations, I want to just give you a few key takeaways. Please keep an eye out for the strategic vision, which will be coming to you from our team, so be watching for that. And also to our Look to Michigan campaign plans, which will be announced in the coming weeks. Register to attend the Social Justice Changemaker Lecture on October 17th, and our team, our wonderful development team, is going to be sending out the official invitation next week. And finally, you too, please remember to vote if you are able, and encourage your friends and family to do so too. No matter which way you lean politically, voting is a social work responsibility, and that's something that really the profession has really united around. So I hope you will do your part as well. Now, it's now my pleasure to introduce Sabrina Clark. Sabrina graduated from our school with her MSW in 2010, and she has been on the alumni board for 6 years. So let's just recognize that. She has been the president of our alumni board for 3 years now, and during her presidency, she's led the board through strategic changes, working to create a more effective board that works in service to the school, which is very much the truth. Sabrina finishes her presidency and her alumni board term this December. She has been such an incredible contributor and leader. It's just an art to watch Sabrina run a meeting, as I did this morning. It's just really wonderful. And it's been my sincere honor to work with you, Sabrina. It's just been such a pleasure. So can we all take a moment just to thank Sabrina for her service? And now, you have your opportunity to hear from Sabrina. So thank you all for your attention, and Sabrina, please take it away.
Well, thank you. My goodness, they should have told me they were going to do that before I got up here. I'm in my feelings now, so I got to recalibrate. But yes, as was said, I am Sabrina Clark. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm never great with mics, but I have outdoor voice. I am a proud graduate of Winter 2010, and today I am thrilled to stand before you and bring greetings on behalf of our entire alumni board. Every time I think about Winter 2010, it is amazing to me to think about, that was almost 15 years ago that I walked these halls as a student. But what's even more amazing is to recognize what my time here equipped me to do. So, since I left the school, I've had the opportunity to support courts, support juvenile justice systems, and educational systems in implementing evidence-based practices. What was that? Do y'all hear that? Y'all hear the chirp? Okay, I can't do it. Can y'all hear me? Oh, I thought it was the mic. That is so much. I was thinking. There's so much here. The chirp threw me all the way off, but I'm thrilled to know that it's a phone because I thought the mic was giving me really bad feedback. All right, so yes, I've supported a variety of child serving systems in implementing evidence-based practices to reduce recidivism among adolescent males. I've provided child placement staff and private providers with tools and structures that are needed to enhance permanency outcomes for youth in care. I've designed and led a team responsible for embedding and supporting a child welfare practice model in a workforce. And I am currently supporting child welfare jurisdictions across the country around workforce-related challenges, as well as implementation of our Family First Prevention Services Act. And so when I think back, it has indeed been an almost 15-year journey. I stand before you today, though, in more reflection on what has occurred since our last convening, as well as what our current social context is calling us to do. Now is the time, possibly more than ever before in our lifetimes, for us to really center ourselves, not only in the core tenets of our profession, but also in our illustrious institution's mission to reach out, change hope, and change society. Doing so can, of course, be accomplished within our own individual spheres of influence, but as the adage goes, we really are better together. Over the past year, the Alumni Board has had the esteemed pleasure of partnering with the school around such mission-essential endeavors as assessing current progress and visioning next steps around the school's diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging work, identifying relevant topics for and recruiting informed thought leaders to this year's Building Healthy, Strong Communities Conference. We were able to garner over 150 attendees, and I may be a little bit biased because I get to support this committee, but it really is a value add, whether you're a current practitioner or one who builds community in other ways. And so I do hope to see you there virtually next year. We've also had the opportunity to work with the school to develop their overarching vision for the place that we will hold and impact we will have made for past, present, and future generations of the profession and those that we serve by 2034 and beyond. Serving as your Alumni Board President for the past 3 years has truly been an amazing honor and is among one of the greatest ones of my lifetime. While my tenure in supporting the school in this capacity will end in December, I look forward to finding new ways to partner and invite you to join me in doing the same. While we're here back at home, please take the time to reflect on where you see yourself within the school's present and future state and what next step you can tangibly take to contribute. Remember, we are leaders and best, and so with that, I say happy homecoming and go blue. Go blue. And so as we are in this celebratory space, I'd like us to take some time to recognize some of the stars that are among us today. First, I'd like to call out our alumni retiree group. This is an amazing group of individuals that comes together on a regular basis, just bound by the spirit of going blue. So let's take a moment to recognize them. If you too are a retiree and are interested in connecting with their group, they do have a sign-in sheet at their table. They will be more than happy to connect with you there. Oh, so very accessible, virtual meetings, yes. We're also recognizing our stars that have milestone graduations that they are celebrating this year. So as you hear your name called, if you'll take a moment to stand or otherwise wave so that we can recognize and celebrate you. Celebrating 45 years, we have Charles Tomasulo and Carolyn Tramble. Yes. Honoring 40 years, we have Susan Connup. Commemorating 35 years, we have Tori Booker and Beverly Wilkerson. Achieving 30 years, we have Randy Ross and Michelle Woods. Welcoming 25 years, we have Amy Zan. And last but not least, recognizing 20 years, we have Miriam Connolly and Vince Stokes. Congratulations again to all of our milestone graduates, and it is now my honor to introduce Harwa Darwich, our president of our student government here at the school. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Sabrina shared, my name is Harwa Darwich, and I am the president of our School of Social Work Student Government here. It is an honor to be here with you all on this beautiful afternoon and at our wonderful homecoming celebration. I hope everybody is having fun and mingling and eating some good food. Before I continue today, I would like to just take a moment to recognize those who took part in planning and crafting this homecoming celebration and reunion event. Please wave your hand in the air if you helped plan this, and let's give them a big round of applause for their time. Thank you. Just 1 year ago, I was starting this Masters of Social Work program full of curiosity and excitement. And as I stand here today, I am in my last semester, about to graduate this December. And I am so proud to say that I have grown tremendously, both personally and professionally, through dedicating my education to activism, challenging social injustice, aiming to dismantle systemic oppressions, and committing my future to advocating for underserved communities. I have studied within the interpersonal pathway, where I have not only expanded my education, but also made lifelong friends and colleagues. My field placement, which I love so dearly, thank you so much, Erin. Shout out for that, is at Henry Ford Kingswood Psychiatric Inpatient Hospital, where I have gained such a unique and diverse skill set to serve the widest array of individuals and their families. I've worked in many interdisciplinary teams to provide comprehensive care to my patients, while learning so much through every interaction and every experience. These experiences have been so transformational, and I am now surprisingly very confident in my abilities as a master's level social worker about to enter the workforce. I commit to never stop learning and growing, as this is crucial to our field as social workers. And I am eager to hopefully continue my career in the scope of clinical social work in inpatient psychiatric hospital systems as I start looking for work. As president of our student government here, this past year, I have strived to develop, a warm, diverse, inclusive, compassionate community. And thankfully, alongside my colleagues and the other students and our staff, I think we've done a really good job doing that. and where we cherish and celebrate our differing identities and backgrounds on really centering ourselves. I've had the opportunity to advocate and support the student body by elevating student concerns, elevating their voices, and also meeting with our administrators and staff and faculty and Dean Angell and just really everyone to really, bridge that gap and ensure effective and transparent communication throughout the whole school system. I am beyond thankful for the opportunity to work alongside such impactful and driven individuals, educators, and social workers. And as many of you know, as current students or alumni or faculty of this program, I'm sure you all know how expensive graduate school can be. Of course, I have, firsthand as a student experienced the financial stressors and hardships associated with being a student. But I will say, because of the scholarships provided here at the School of Social Work, many are provided from donors or alumni, I was able to focus on my education without as much financial restraint. And when I started this program last year, I was stressing out and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to afford this. And thankfully, because of the amount of support here, I was able to fill out my financial re-reviews and really go through all of the extra steps that are possible for us for additional funding. And to my surprise, I was awarded a significant scholarship package. I vividly remember when I received my email, I called my family. I was freaking out. I was crying. And all because of this life-changing opportunity to receive more aid to make education attainable. And I'm beyond grateful for the financial support that the school has provided for me. And I'm now able to approach graduation without a vast surplus of debt. And I one day hope to contribute to the Alumni Fund to help students in the way that you all have helped me. So thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for all that you do. I promise it does not go unnoticed as current students here. And thank you all again for being here today. And I'm so excited to kind of mingle and meet new people. And finally, it is my utmost pleasure to introduce Hala Jomajuni, our Director of Development and Alumni Relations here at the School of Social Work, I'm proud to say that I am her daughter. This has been something that we haven't really been all super showy about because it's kind of interesting to have your mom work at your school. But now that I'm getting ready to graduate, I'm allowed to say this stuff more. So come on up here, Mom.
She stole my thunder. Thanks, Haura. So when Haura, I'm gonna try to make this really quick because we're actually cutting into dessert social and you probably wanna hang out. When she accepted admission to the program, so she has a different last name than me, and so no one knew she was my daughter. And I remember sitting in the office with the dean, who's my boss, and I said, Haura is she just wants to come in, she wants to be a therapist, she's gonna fly under the radar, she's just gonna come in and do her program, it's gonna be chill. And she comes into the program, and she's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and all of a sudden she's like, Mom, I'm thinking I'm gonna run for student government. And all of a sudden her face is all over the building. I'm very proud of her. And I also will say, as the Executive Director of Development and Alumni Relations, it's been really cool to see what the program is like from a parent/student perspective. And I just, hats off to all of you who are alumni of our program. You all are amazing. So I also want to thank the amazing Sabrina Clark. We are going to miss you dearly. You are incredible. And in the spirit of thanks, I also want to thank our amazing Dean, Beth Angell. She is incredible. So I get to do all the thanks. I have the easy job. I want to acknowledge our current alumni board members who are in the room. Will you either stand up or wave your arms? Current alumni board members. Thank you all for your service. I next want to recognize our former alumni board members. If you are previously a board member, stand up. Amazing, amazing. We have at least two former presidents that I know of. So Miriam was a president of our alumni board. Randy. Am I missing anyone who was previously one of our presidents? Y'all are amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you. If you are a donor to our school, no matter the amount, $5, $1,000, $100,000, whatever the amount, raise your hand. Amazing. Thank you all so much for giving. Next, I'm going to move into thanking our teams. Our facilities and AV teams are incredible, and they help make all this happen. So thank you to our facilities and AV team. Madison, I hope you can hear me. I want Madison to come up, not all the way up here, but just stand up. I want everybody to know Madison. That's Madison. Madison made today happen. She's our events manager, and she's incredible. And then all of the development and alumni relations team, I want you to stand up so that our alumni know who you are if you're in the room, so that way they know to reach out to you. Excellent. So we're your team. You ever need anything from the school, come find us. We will connect you and make sure that you know how to get the resources you need. Finally, we are going to move to the McGregor Commons, which is just where you guys registered. We're going to have a dessert social out there. We do not have a formal social justice art tour, but we do have a packet that Madison has put together for a self-guided tour. So you just can grab that packet and walk around the school. It'll be super fun for you should you choose to do that. So with that, I am going to ask you guys if you want pictures, like group pictures. Christina is our photographer. Go up to Christina and say, I would love to have a group picture. And then we will get you a picture if you get one, and we can put it on the website. So it's actually easier if you go to her and say, hey, will you take a group picture of us? Does this sound good? Thanks, everybody, and go blue.